The most recognizable elephant in the world is Dumbo. And although real elephants may look a bit different from him, one thing is for sure. They are just as large and adorable. These gentle giants are the biggest land animals on Earth and consume 50 tons of food per year. Their population has diminished over the past few years because of poaching, so it's a must to step up the efforts to protect them and ensure that future generations get to witness these majestic creatures. In this video, we're going to get to know them better. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. How do you tell the difference between an Asian and an African elephant? This is something which a lot of people still have difficulty doing. How do you tell them apart? The ears of the African elephant are bigger compared to their Asian cousins. Their ears extend above their shoulders. Animal experts gave one good tip that we can all keep in mind. The ears of the African are shaped like the continent itself, while the ears of their Asian counterparts are shaped like India. Both male and female African elephants have long tusks, but only male Asian elephants do, and not even all males. Female Asian elephants, on the other hand, have tushes, or small tusks, that are barely visible. Their tusks never stop growing. A surefire way to tell them apart is to look at their heads. African elephants have more rounded foreheads, while Asian elephants have twin domes with an indent in the middle. Generally, African elephants are larger, with adult males weighing up to 6 tons. Asian elephants, on the other hand, weigh no heavier than 5 tons. So much has been said about the intelligence of animals. So is there any truth to it? Aside from being the world's largest mammals, elephants are also considered some of the most intelligent. Their brains are some of the largest and weigh a whopping 5 kilograms. That's 3 times bigger than our brains. Their brains are also made up of 300 billion neurons. They're also able to recognize their own reflections. They display a whole array of emotions. They've been known to mourn their dead, and they are often seen comforting others. Some females even take over the role of surrogate mother when a baby elephant's true mother is nowhere to be found or has died. Is it true that elephants never forget? Plenty of people have heard the saying, an elephant never forgets. Is there any truth to that? It's meant to imply that elephants have an incredible memory. Like humans, they forget things from time to time, but scientists have proven that elephants do have amazing memories. Researchers who studied African elephants in the wild found out that the matriarchs, or older female elephants, often lead their herds. They build up strong memory over time, and this helps them remember who their friends and enemies are. They are also able to recall where the herd found food and water in the past. Researchers believe that it is this incredible memory that helps them survive for an average of 6 decades. People who work closely with them also notice that they can remember injuries and even hold grudges against those who harmed them. A study showed by reacting negatively to a certain sight or smell. The reason for their research is because certain clothing resembled those worn by the Maasai tribesmen that often threw spears at them. What are their tusks for? Do they even use them at all? We've all heard the news about hunters killing elephants for their tusks. Ivory is prized because it can be made into ornaments and is also highly valuable in Chinese medicine. But does it have another purpose? Tusks are elongated upper incisor teeth that are embedded deep into their heads. As a matter of fact, about 1/3 of the tusk is hidden from view. The tusk has a variety of uses for the elephant. It is helpful for stripping bark from trees, when digging for food, and as a weapon when facing rivals. Male elephants, who have larger tusks, are also considered more virile and more attractive by females. Just like humans, elephants can either be right or left tusked. They are also known to use one tusk more frequently than the other, and this is often referred to as a master tusk, and it appears more worn than the other. What role do they play in the environment? Aside from being fascinating creatures with unique behavioral characteristics, elephants also have a major role to play in the balance of the Asian and African ecosystems. Because of their massive size, they can easily shape the landscape they're in. They move around to feed and, in the process, clear wooded areas, which let light in so that small animals can survive and plants can grow. They also help in the seed dispersal process because their dung contains undigested seeds which are spread widely around different areas as they travel. Their dung is also a vital resource for humans because it is rich in nutrients and it replenishes depleted soils so that there's good quality soil to plant crops in. They dig water holes when riverbeds run dry so that other animals can also have a water source. Their grand footprints can create holes for water to collect in, and the wide trails they make can act as fire breakers and make it easier for humans and animals to access the forest. Do elephants always live in groups? Both African and Asian elephants live in tight-knit groups under the leadership of a dominant matriarch. The group is made up of female offspring and other female relations, as well as their calves. Living together guarantees their safety and allows them to devote their time to caring, as well as teaching their young. There are videos of baby elephants sucking their trunks. Why do they do that? Elephants, just like other small mammals, have a sucking reflex. This prompts them to drink milk from the breast of their mothers. When they're not feeding, they suck their trunk for comfort, just like how human babies suck their thumbs. Newborn elephants don't have much control over their trunks, and they practice using it by exploring their environment. The trunk has more than 50,000 individual muscles, so it's quite a challenge to learn to control. Although trunk sucking is more common during the early stages of life, elephants of all ages do it, especially when they're feeling unsure or nervous. Sometimes elephants also appear to be sucking their trunk, but they're actually using it to smell. What they do is place the tip inside their mouth after sniffing or touching dung or urine. The purpose is to assess pheromones made by other elephants. Oh yeah, their trunks weigh as much as 400 pounds, but it can pick up tiny things, such as a single grain of rice. How's that for amazing? A lot of people who work closely with them believe that they have a sixth sense. Elephants, like most animals, have amazing sense, and they can often sense danger. As early as 10 days prior to the massive tsunami that struck on Boxing Day in 2004, elephants screamed and ran to higher ground. Elephants eat a lot. These massive and magnificent elephants spend more than 1/3 of their days eating fruits, plants, and grass. Their trunks are very helpful when it comes to smelling food and lifting it up to their mouths. Because they eat a lot, you can also expect them to poop a lot. A single elephant can create a ton of poop per week. That's plenty of fertilizer for the soil. There's such a thing as Elephant Appreciation Day. We kid you not. September 22nd is their day. However, that doesn't mean that we can't love them on other days. These gentle giants are to be celebrated every single day, as they do so much for nature. As big as they are frightened of bees. Yep, you heard that right. They are humongous, but they get scared by bees. Farmers even use beehives to deter them from coming onto their land. This is actually a good thing because bees are better at keeping elephants than using life-threatening electric fences. Nobody wants that. Elephants are pregnant for more than a year. Seeing as they are very large, it's only fitting that they are pregnant for a longer time. 22 months to be exact. 22 months also happens to be the longest gestation period of any animal. Their menstrual cycle also lasts 3 to 4 months, as opposed to a human's 28-day cycle. This means that they can only get pregnant 3 or 4 times per year. However, they can have babies until they're 50 years old. Giving birth at that age is very rare for elephants, just like in humans. Amazingly, some elephants have been known to give birth even in their 60s. When they are born, elephants are essentially blind. They need to get used to their wobbly legs while exploring their surroundings too. They can weigh as much as 260 pounds at birth. Can you imagine giving birth to something as large as that? We don't even want to think about it. The oldest elephant lived until the age of 86. This proves that they are very much like humans. The oldest elephant was Lin Wang, and he was drafted into the Japanese army during the Second World War. Put that makeup away because they don't need mascara. They have lashes that can grow as long as 5 inches. You can say goodbye to hair growth serums and Dior mascara now. They don't need that. In fact, they have the longest eyelashes of any animal in the world. Elephants also greet each other. Just like humans, elephants know how to say hello to each other. They do this by rubbing their trunks with each other. That's such a cute sight. Surprisingly, their closest living relatives is the hyrax. As big as they are, their closest living relatives are the size of a guinea pig. The hyrax is a large guinea pig that has a grouchy-looking overbite. Along with manatees, they are all descended from a common hoofed ancestor. Which fun fact surprised you the most about elephants? Let us know in the comments section. See you in our next video.